Pamela Anderson. All right, here we go. So thanks to YouTube algorithm for recommending these videos. You and I both randomly watched some quick little news story on Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
And it was a flashback from the 90s because we wouldn't stop putting her all over the TV back when it was like just TV only. And so as all you would watch in the 90s is the goddamn Baywatch, right? And oddly enough, even though she's a beautiful blonde, I never really, to share my FI SE, never really liked her, which is kind of weird because when I went to figure out her type, coincidentally, I typed her the same type as you.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting too is, the algorithm gave us her video, I think it was literally on the same day, because the next day both of us were like, hey, so Pamela Anderson's the same type as me.
I'll watch the same thing.
Yeah, we both, because I always thought she was just some
ESFP.
I thought she was an ESFP, and I was just like, yeah, whatever, another ESFP.
Now I see it.
Yeah, you can see the EJ snoot there.
And the eyes, the sharp Raptosaurodon eyes.
Yeah, a little bit more of a
I'm going to get you.
Yeah, intense.
But allegedly not the same social type.
Right, and that's where you'll see a difference. This one actually looks exactly like somebody that we know that is the same exact type as me and a number 3.
Very true.
I literally, if you told me that this was her, I'd be like,
yeah. Not talking about Bridget.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Not
so this is Kid Rock. I saw him recently blow up a bunch of Budweiser beers, I believe. If I got my white masculine hick hillbilly guys straight.
So something that you see with my type is that we do not have good luck with men. And usually it's like pick the wrong person and then also don't stay with them long. And the first two seem to be not her fault. Like she had some pretty fucked up situation with the first guy, Tommy Lee. I think he was like actually abused her and then got in trouble. And so she left. And
he looks pretty masculine and crazy.
I know. And then Kid
He's
Rock.
trying to hide under that hat.
Kid Rock threw a tantrum and left her. Like literally it was at the Borat. You saw Borat where
Kid
she was
Rock.
in it? Yeah. He like threw a tantrum because
Really?
he got jealous and left her.
Did you see him lately blowing up the beers?
You're such an observer.
He had a machine gun. Blowing up them beers.
He feels like somebody that's pretty chaotic. Right?
Yeah, just the old chaos crew from the 90s, bro.
Right. So she's not had the greatest luck, but she's also not kind of
Look at this face. I've seen that a few mornings.
Sick of your shit.
Wet.
From me.
Yeah.
Bitchy wet.
Wet.
What do you want?
So I love that you put two images here. This reminds me of an E. Is this what you're going for? This reminds me of an EP, and this reminds me of an EJ.
So that's her in the past, and that's her older.
I don't want to share my FI, but I kind of like the older.
The older version.
I think the younger is very cute, but I find the older more attractive.
You've always said that.
I've always said that.
Yeah, in fact, you've always told me you'll be cuter when you're about 10 years older.
I'm someday when you're in your 40s.
Cougar drive. What's
You're like 35. You're like, what?
Yeah.
We don't need to repeat the things that I say. It may not be appropriate for children. All right, so these interviews are with some jackass guy. Let me just jump to his face.
Okay.
So you don't want to be this guy. So this guy doesn't know what's going on in reality. He doesn't watch the ops videos. He's never heard of a savior or demon. So he's in real time trying to process what the hell he's hearing. Now, all he's hearing is the normal EJ story of, yeah, I lived a crazy life and everybody made me do it and I didn't want to do it and it wasn't the real me and then I was a martyr and I got sad and I tried to jump from boyfriend to boyfriend and then that didn't work out and then I realized it was me. Same old shit. We hear this story all fucking week. It's the same old shit. But this guy's like, huh? But my worldview and but you're the beach lady though. You used to do that. She's like, I know. We've got like, so it's really like, hey, do you want to be this guy in your friend's life when they're going through hard times?
After decades away, chasing the bright lights she so badly wanted and catching some she did not,
So badly wanted.
Pamela Anderson
Tommy Lee,
has
Billy
come
Bob.
home
I was a mess. I came home in pieces.
to the sweeping rustic beauty of the Pacific Northwest
Well, it's kind of this crazy calmness.
and her hometown on Vancouver Island called Ladysmith.
It's a healing space.
No paparazzi in Ladysmith,
Nothing too bad. I feel very protected here.
where she found the tranquility she needed to restart her career and reset her life.
I mean, I'm usually running through there barefoot, all times of the year.
Yeah, this is a different kind of beach than the one most people associate you with.
Yeah, remember that time you were in Baywatch? Hey, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks for coming all the way out to fucking Lady Beach, Canada.
I know.
To fucking do the same old jokes.
Jesus, dude.
She was barely keeping it together, focusing on the 2 young sons she had with Lee.
I was a mother. That saved me. If I wasn't a mom, I don't think I would have survived.
Pamela Anderson knew she had some work to do,
To actually dig into those moments, those things we suppress and repress, and I needed to do this.
and do it alone.
Are you all done falling in love?
I don't know. Right now, it's really good for me to be alone. For the first time. I'm usually, people are in and out of my life, or people come into my life, and I thought, the common denominator in all these relationships is me. So I need to work on that.
Okay.
How did she see that?
Okay. I
Right?
rarely see this. I'm so excited. I did not watch these clips. I saw other ones of her.
Don't cry. No crying.
No, I'm not going to cry. I'm just so
Well,
impressed.
we're only halfway through.
True. I'm not gonna cry. Says my TE to my feminine
I
FI.
know.
Shut up down there. I rarely see the DEs talking like this. If you're a DE and you are taking responsibility and blaming your own self as the common denominator in the problems in your life, I don't even want to say DE. I rarely see people saying this
Right.
about themselves. Hold on. I have a pattern of behavior in my life and it's fucking my fault. So let me retreat and take note and stop and process that shit before I keep causing the same problems
Right.
in my own life. Okay.
And it's five marriages, and when she's 50, which if you look up the happiness curve or whatever, that is kind of the bell curve. Like,
Yeah.
like I was talking to some young kids, like, yeah, my life's actually kind of good. I'm like, hey, you're 22,
You're in a
and life
small
is fucking
pond.
great. Like, wait till you're fucking 50, wait till you're on marriage 3, business 3, alcoholic, and then fucking talk to me.
To conquer the demons, she traveled back to where she'd first confronted them, back home, to the isolation of Ladysmith.
This full circle thing was very therapeutic, and I knew I kind of had to retrace my steps as a kid. And it was very visual, and very triggering, and very therapeutic to be home. There was a lot of anger. I felt volcanic. This rage was coming out of me. I thought, whoa, where's that coming from? But just little by little, I started getting stronger and stronger.
Stronger and
Holy
stronger.
shit. That is so fucking rad. I love rad. No one uses that anywhere. You freeze frame that shit. It just the
This
worst
volcanic
spot.
rage. I don't know where.
I don't know where it came from. Must be my demons, but good for her. Fuck yeah.
And the little by little. So it's like taking the weight up. Talk about this. Like the lengths that she has to go
Yes.
to get this much growth and progress. That jackass guy comes in and is like, what this is weird.
I know.
Like how far you got to go to be able to not get worse and slightly
I had
grow.
to do the exact same thing. As soon as you can recognize how bad you are, and that's what's interesting is when somebody's saying, "I have it good," I'm like, oh, and I always talk to you about the scene in Matrix where he's flying through the city and the city is crumbling behind
Yeah,
him.
right.
I always see, and a lot of times you'll see this in the sleep.
I see that too. Yeah.
I see this in a lot of extroverts, a lot of the sleep lasts, where they're like, "My life is great," and all I can see is just this crumbling mess that if
they
you
can't
ever
read
trip,
that we're like,
oh, I know.
yeah, gotta go.
Life sounds great. Bye,
Yeah.
bye. Why do I not want you anywhere near me? Is because the second you trip, the second you slow down, and most of them are very unconscious about it because it'll happen in their life. They'll get that smack from the whole city crumbling and smashing
And just
into them.
blame that one phone booth
They will
at home.
blame it. They will go unconscious and then they will go back to the same exact behavior. That is what I see when I look at almost everyone.
Yeah, right.
So when someone's talking like this, I'm like, oh my God, you're just like looking at somebody that's woken up,
Right.
that's gone through the ego death. They're like, it's me. I'm causing this chaotic
And I'm
problem.
growing this much. That's
'Cause
real growth.
That's how hard it is. That
right.
is how hard it is. If you are not stopping and pausing in your life and going, let me go to fucking Ladyfingers. What was that place called? Lady Bitch? Lady Beach?
That was it. It was Lady Beach.
Lady Beach. If you're
Lady
not,
Bitch Beach.
if you're not doing that, that means you haven't even gotten started because that is how hard it is. Little tiny increments of growth. And I took so much weight off the bar while I was trying to grow.
Just outside the stage door, Pamela Anderson, at the age of 55, found just what she needed.
I felt rooted for, which was a different feeling than I felt before.
The perfect feeling to bring back home with her,
I feel like I've left here, did something crazy, and came back home in one piece.
where her pain is rooted. And now, so is her healing.
I don't know what I'm capable of. I still don't know, but I think that was the beginning. All the rest of it, it's, behind me. I feel like I'm in a really good place.
Sounds like a nice life.
It's nice. And look around me. I'm very blessed.
Aw, look at her little colors. I love that so much. That's a little specialist doing something artsy.
That's your colors too.
Oh, I know. I love it. I
sent
fucking
you,
love
I
it.
sent you that picture. So yeah, so allegedly social type number 3 is what we kind of guessed it out to be.
So for her to take personal responsibility over the shit in her life
Be the
is-
hardest.
I'm beyond impressed. I never thought I would say that about Pamela Anderson.
I know. That's what's been fascinating.
What a badass. That's the kind of stuff I want to see. Like in my own life. In my own life, I want to be like, yep, no one gets it. Because most people are just absolutely pants on fire, running, like trying to run from their demons and thinking that they're going to get away with it, just only doing saviors, being unconscious. Unconscious scares the shit out of me. So whenever, like that guy that she's talking to just has the most unconscious look on his face, and that's how I feel like I see
Right.
most people, where they're just like, oh,
That, yeah.
weird. I don't know what you're talking about. Just that deep unconsciousness, and she's just sitting there going, it was hard. Here's what I'm going through. I felt misunderstood. Now I feel rooted for, but I'm doing it for my own self.
Right.
Like, wow, very cool. Thanks for
Right.
bringing that one.
Right?
Yeah, I love it.
That's really good. And let's